very end, but in the meantime, we want to talk about the main reason we're here. We're very proud of a local high school here in Columbus because they are about to get an early return.
Bus after bus after bus darted into Port Columbus in the still dark early morning. There was nothing still about these travelers were port. Inside, luggages of all shapes and sizes rolled down to the ticketing desk.
So I'll sign this when you get there.
And with that rolled a lot of excited high school kids.
It's fun. We're all hyped up, yeah.
What?
We're really excited. Right. Well, we're getting ready to go, I guess.
No big deal?
Well, yeah, it is.
You excited?
But we're just, yeah.
Who's this?
In the morning.
Teddy.
Stuffed animals seem to be a trend here, and not just with the girls.
Pigment! Pigment!
Stuffed animals and all, this is what it's all about. Here's the Grove City Band playing in this year's Christmas parade.
It's exactly like what we'll do in Pasadena. We wanted to get a good practice here in Columbus, and it was just a month prior to when the actual parade was, so we wanted to get a good taste of how things would be, and we premiered it here in Columbus before we went out to California with it.
184 band members are making the trip at about $777 a pop. Businesses in Grove City helped, but the students were responsible for about $500, though a lot of that came from fundraising. Other than band members, figure in over 500 parents and supporters and over 200 chaperones with their jobs cut out for them.
A lot of them have never flown before.
Any sick stomachs you've heard of?
Not yet.
No one you have to take care of?
Not yet.
Play on Grove City, and good luck January 1st in Pasadena, California, in the Rose Bowl Parade. We will be watching.
Rose Parade, not the only performance for this group. They're also going to be performing at Disneyland in Knott's Berry Farm while in California, and they're going to have a Universal Studios tour, which they're excited about. In the meantime...
This is really fun. This is our first breakfast. And the potatoes are potato chips. And the toast is hard. And the eggs are sweet. But other than that, it's pretty good. The sausage is not even meat, but there's ice in the milk. And we couldn't sleep because our chaperone
Was extremely loud.
was so nice. We just were so overjoyed.
You're off camera, Kyle.
The red light.
We're in California. It's not snowy. Frosty
Testing.
play.
Have your attention real quickly this morning. I want to make sure that you know that the buses will not be at the same place they were yesterday. They'll be in front of the, right there next to the sidewalk, just before you go across the street to the hotel or the mall. Okay?
Here's the man of the year.
We're going to make it. We're going to make it. We only have 5 days to go.
Some of that airplane air, 3,000 feet air in our lungs. She's not breathing properly in the middle breath.
Make it quail. Make it quail.
very much. Hope you watch the road parade. It was a 89th event. We're looking at the second hour of the parade. If you're watching that morning, I'm showing you how.
As we get through here telling you about the cathedral, we're going to break it up into smaller groups.
It's horse.
일로 와라, 앞에. 괜찮아, 앞에. 엄마도 앞에, 엄마도. 엄마랑 같이 와. 조금 더 앞으로 와. 잘 안 나와. 빨리 들어와, 빨리. From right here. On that side of that pole.
colors do you have? What kind? Blue. Mickey Mouse blue. They cost $20.
Oh.
That's a good deal. Yeah, but how much?
Now we have to go off the ground.
Any area that we need to use it for, such as Colonial Street, Chicago Street, New York Street, Mexican villages, European towns, you name it, we got it.
Do not attempt to escape. Do forward immediately, or we will blast you.
Hey, look, I got a high school band here. They'll blow you right out of the water.
Okay, James is playing the brave Russian cosmonaut Broflovsky. Now, he's been lost to spacewalk, so it's exactly what he's doing. He's going to be very brave during this scene. Marky is playing a scared American astronaut Kurnow, who's played by John Lithgow in the film, so he's going to be very scared during this sequence. Now, let's set up the sequence.
Can you hear me? Yes. Yes, I hear you.
Oh, God. Do not worry, and most of all, do not look down.
Broflovsky? Kurnow, look ahead of you. Look at Broflovsky.
Have no fear, Kurnow. There is nowhere to fall.
Yeah, all right, great. Over on the driver's side of the tram, you'll see the blast from the past. And take a look back there. Yeah, well, in the future, antiques are, well, a little bit different. In the future, antiques are an unused, obsolete format called VHS. To Kill a Mockingbird. Notice something interesting in front of the courthouse. We have the little pond area. Well, you may remember in the first Back to the Future movie in 1955, it was...
o'clock in the morning, Pacific Coast time, about an hour and a half after the dawn of a new decade in Southern California. The weather's perfect here in Pasadena, about 10 miles northeast of downtown Los Angeles at the foot of the San Gabriel Mountains. At this early hour of New Year's Day, there are people streaming in from all directions. They've come by freeway, of course, here in Southern California, except for the families who have walked from their Pasadena homes. We're here for one of America's great traditional spectacles, the Tournament of Roses Parade. The floats are marshaled, the bands are tuning up. The crowd, estimated at 1 million people, has been gathering here on the parade route since last year. Good morning, I'm Jim McKay, and with me, as you can plainly see, is your friend Joan London. Happy New Year to you, Joan.
Happy New Year to you, the second year together here in my home state, and I hope you all had happy and safe New Year's celebrations.
I'll drink to that in soda pop, of course.
Absolutely. What better way to start the new year, though, than with this in the background? So much excitement going on.
Terrific. And as we enter the new decade of the 90s and the second century of the Tournament of Roses Parade, we're here to bring you all the beauty and excitement that most Americans have been watching since they were small children every New Year's morning. The world has spun its daily round 364 times since we were with you here last year. Not 365, because you may recall last year the parade was on January 2nd because the first fell on a Sunday. Our parade telecast starts off Bowl Fest 90 here on ABC Sports. Immediately following the parade, you'll see Illinois against Virginia in the Florida Citrus Bowl. Then the Rose Bowl, right down the street from here, where number 3 Michigan takes on USC. And finally, the USF&G Sugar Bowl matchup in New Orleans, number 2 Miami against number 7 Alabama. So ABC would like to brighten your new year for the next 12 hours or so, and we're ready if you are. Joan, the weather is clear, the track is fast down Orange Grove Boulevard, and the participants are in the starting gate.
You bet. Also, the original Tournament of Roses started actually as kind of a statement of bliss, if you will, by the Southern California paradise to the rest of the nation, which at this time of the year is usually gripped in cold, and this year is no exception. In its beginnings, though, the parade was a very modest assembly of horses and buggies converging on a dusty little park for a picnic and games of tag. But over the years, tag gave way to other games, afternoons of ostrich races, and chariot races that were inspired by the novel Ben-Hur before Charlton Heston was ever born. Of course, today the chariots and the ostriches are gone, replaced by the Rose Bowl game and this spectacular 2-hour celebration of 60 floats, 22 bands, and 250 equestrians. It will be seen in person by 1 million spectators, but by over 300 million people in 90 countries around the world.
And by the way, Jack... It's the Grove City High School Marching Band.
Yes, and they received unique support from the citizens of Grove City in order to come here today. Grove City is home to 91-year-old Eileen Simmons, who sold her hand-crocheted doilies to support the band's trip.
I always have had a tender spot in my heart for young people, and a lot of my personal friends were in the band, in this band. And naturally, when we had this invitation, the first thing I thought about was, how can I help? So I started making doilies back in July. Well, I'm going to be as happy as if one of those children were mine. I'm going to be just as happy because I know I helped them get where they are. It's going to give me I'll be the happiest person watching that parade.
And I'll bet she's
smiling right now, right?
I bet she's sitting in that very chair watching us at this moment. Ms. Simmons, hope you're having a good time.
Thank you very much, because there are only 21,000 residents there, and it takes people like Eileen Simmons to make it happen for these young men and women. The band's motto is pride, hustle, and desire.
Another lady in Grove City saved up $100 in quarters. They got, I think, $160,000 altogether.
Here from the city of...
I'll tell you something, it's just about ready to start. Here we go.
From Pasadena, California, this is the 101st Tournament of Roses Parade, America's New Year's celebration. Your hosts for our telecast are Bob Eubanks and Stephanie Edwards.
Coming to us next from Grove City, Ohio, the Grove City High School Marching Band.
If your New Year's resolution is to find more time for yourself, start today by shopping at Lucky. Smart shoppers know Lucky saves you precious time with easy checkout and Three's a Crowd. Lucky's easy checkout lets you pay for groceries and get up to $200 in cash with your bank ATM card. Three's a Crowd means we open another check stand whenever more than 3 people are standing in line. With easy checkout and Three's a Crowd, smart shoppers spend less time shopping and more time enjoying their savings from Lucky. Again in 1990, still the low-price leader.
Bob Eubanks and Stephanie Edwards. Pasadena, California for the 101st Tournament of Roses Parade. And once again, we'd like to welcome our viewers from the Big Apple, New York City. Welcome, New York. We're glad you could join us today on a beautiful day in Southern California.
Do you know that Grove City resident Eileen Simons, 91 years old, decided to support the band by crocheting and selling doilies? She presented a check for $100 to the band saying, "I believe in the youth of today, they're our future."
That's why we're number one, folks, because Stephanie knows everything about this parade.
This is thrilling.
From Grove City High, in Grove City, Ohio.
The city of Sierra Madre, California.
Live from Pasadena, California, Fox Channel 11 Los Angeles presents the 101st Tournament of Roses Parade. With your hosts, Alex Trebek, Deirdre Hall, and Bill Welsh.
Well, chosen to perform for President George Bush during his political campaign, this is the Grove City High School Marching Band from Grove City, Ohio, which has consistently received honors since its inception in 1980. And the Grand Champion Awards that they took in Ohio, New Jersey, Florida, Georgia. Now, as Director George Edge has them playing for us here, and moving slowly, you're going to have plenty of time to enjoy their wonderful music.
Coming up, we'll see a Central Ohio marching band take a big step on a national TV.
And in sports, the finale of the Buckeye football season, live from Tampa.
It's celebrity status today, marching onto national television.
And
the Grove City High School band tuned itself so well this year, they got a special invite for the huge Rose Bowl parade.
The band's motto is Pride, Hustle,
Playing in the
and
Rose Bowl
Desire.
parade is quite a gig for that band. You can bet all the Grove City residents were glued to their sets today.
Bowl, and we're not talking about USC. Members of the Grove City High School band, their parents, their chaperones, their buddies, all flew back home today after a job well done. Welcome back, guys. You did good.
You see him in the parade?
You know what? We were driving over to my mom's. Like, they were on like the last 3 minutes, and I got there and said, "Did you see him?" She says, "They were just on." Oh, we watched the whole parade until the very last minute.
I
That must
heard
have been the
good
last
reports
band.
about them, though, too.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, but as we can see, timing is everything. Right.
That's
Buckeyes.